Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Where is that? There it is, right there. Trying to find my Excel spreadsheet, fact check sheet, whatever. Oh, that's too many words. My fact check sheet. How's that? That sounds even better. Let's see. There it is. Let's go to there. The 25th. There we go. Put a minute. Put that down. And let's take a look at the Swiss franc against the dollar. See what's going on there. Oh, and let me check the sound too. Let's see. Spin, spin, spin. There we are. Good, we go. And the sound. What is that? Skip ad. There we go. Okay, there we go. I can see it. The chart is up there. I see Mach Mach is here. Now, is that the speed of sound, Mach Mach? I like that. Or is that something else? I mean, in my head, I see Mach, and I think speed of sound. And I can hear my voice, but it sounds very, very low. Maybe I've lowered the volume on this machine. Let me just double check that computer. Let's see. No, it's not that computer, but I hear how low it is. Let me just double check. Huh, that's odd. Okay, it sounds a little bit better because I've raised my volume up on the machine I'm monitoring myself on. I can hear me. Yeah, so anybody out there that doesn't hear me, crank up your volume. But for some reason, the volume is really, really low. Yeah, I can. Yeah, now what can I do with the studio this morning to make that thing better? Don't really see. All right, let's get the Swiss up there. It's a visual thing to begin with us. Okay. There it is, right there. Dukascopy day, week, and there is Swiss. What's it doing? It looks kind of. What's it doing there? It's moving up, so the dollar is moving up, right? Yeah, that's what it is. So the dollar is moving up. And where are we at on the spreadsheet on that? That would be line, I know it's on here somewhere. There it is right there, line 21. So we are 2 weeks in a buy and 3 days in a sell. Yep, that's what the little red dotted line's telling us. Okay, that makes sense. And look at that, this week it's curving over. Where's that mouse? Right there, you can see it's curving over. So it's trying to roll over, I guess. I guess that's what it is it now? But the daily is, well, the daily's in a sell. So I'm not really sure why they're battling so hard against each other, but they are. So we'll just sit back and watch. See, George Geo says, morning all, hey. And Paul Mitchell says, same, sounds fine here. Okay, so it must be this. Oh, maybe, oh, you know, it's probably the volume control or something. Where's that? Let's try that. Anything's possible. Technology at its best, I guess. That's what it comes down to. There's a button there. Oh, I hear that little staticky thing Robin was talking about. I should wash the plug off with alcohol like every couple days because I can hear that little nasty static stuff going on. Anyhow, we see the pressure is, let's see, where is the pressure? I'm still trying to identify it myself because it looks so sloppy. So on the spreadsheet, it says that it's in 2 weeks in a buy, but 3 days in a sell. So it's going sideways in here, and I guess you could call that sideways. Where's that mouse? So you can see, where's mouse? There's mouse. You can see it right here. It's kind of trapped in some type of channel here. And at the moment, when this is going down, the dollar is going down. When this is going up, the dollar is going up. We're getting some volatility signals here. The overall daily is telling us that the trend is down. On the weekly here, the bottom quant is telling us that the trend is up. That's from this area already. So it ran up, fell down, with the daily putting big pressure on it, you know, the short term. And now it's trying to lift up again. All right. And George, thank you. Glad to know that the sounds are right here. That's good. Now, where do we drift? We drift over to. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the euro. See how the euro's acting. And you can see here the euro closed in a daily buy a couple days ago, and it's starting to put some pressure on that, which means the dollar is getting stronger here. And you can see the euro has been in a weekly sell since here, and it has not, went down, it's gone up, and now it's trying to roll over again. And it's not exactly doing anything explosive. It's really sideways action in here. And I guess when we tighten it up like that, let's take a look at it on J4X at the same time. Where is mouse? There's mouse. A different mouse. These Mises 2 pieces. Right there. So what is that? A down bar developing there too at the same time. Okay, so now you can see this is Hinky-Ashki. So Hinky-Ashki is an average. It's the open, the high, the low, the close, and God knows what else. No, I think it's those four variables. That's why you see fours there. It's an average of the four, and then they give you a number. So they average the high, they average the low, they average the high, low, the open, they average the close. They do all of the four parameters of a candlestick. And so you can see here the pressure has been on the upside, and you can see it's been lifting. Now over on our fact check spreadsheet, that's line 14 there. You can see we've been in a weekly sell and also in a daily buy for 3 days and a weekly sell for 2 weeks. So again, this product, again, the markets don't really have any real clear direction here. There's battles going on with the short term versus the longer term, or the week to week basis, a little bit more committed money. And I would imagine they're still trying to figure out the whole Biden operation. It's just all over the place. My sons have made bets with me. They say that there's 2 Democrat senators that will not go along with the Democrats. I said to them, yeah, but there's probably a couple of Republican senators that will. So what's the difference? It's going to be a real conundrum when it comes to how this all plays out in the end. And Trump is starting to put stuff out, and the court cases are still going on. And as they used to say in the Wild West, the long arm of the law. Sooner or later, Mr. Trump's going to get his day in court, and when he does, it's all going to bust loose. And as much as the media can hide it, there's not, the long arm of the law will do what it does, and that is follow the Constitution in the end. So this is crazyville. This is just, the whole thing is we're under all kinds of strange circumstances. So, we just follow the math, and you can see here the math is trying to tell us that markets don't like what's going on at the moment. They don't hate it, and they don't love it. They just don't like it. You can see that's all over the place. Now, this morning I saw some really strange action going on where they're buying, I guess it was big stocks selling little stocks, or vice versa. I think it was selling little stocks. Let me go show you that. I just want to deviate from that because it caught my eye. It sounds like the ARBs are in there. The arbitrageurs. Let's see, where's that at? It would be right. Is that right there? Okay, so no, that's euro. That's there. Oh, here it is right there. So you can see here the NASDAQ 100, which they call the Tech 100 on Dukascopy, is up $1.25, which is pretty damn big, 122. You've got the S&P 500, which is up just 3 points, which is like saying that the NASDAQ is up, 6 points or 4 points, not 122 points. At the same time, the Russell 2000, you can see over here, which is bouncing up at the moment. This is an intraday charts, but you can see it's down 15 points, which is very odd since when this is down 15 points, normally the S&P is down like 6 or 7 points. So a lot of these price action, there must be individual stocks in there, and these are cap weighted products. So but this is a yeah, they're cap weighted. So this is you've got some really strange action going on in the world markets overall. Yo, Robin, how you doing? How's the sound to you? It sounds low to me, but it might be the computer I'm listening to myself on. Remember, I'm tuned into it as a civilian. So but markets itself are jumping all over the place in very weird ways. Oh, I went through those ETFs too. Abraham, hello, hello. Agila, cool. Tab Agila, how you doing today? So I went through them. I'm looking through a bunch of them. Some are singles. What they are is they actually follow like the grains. There are individuals like the ETFs and coffee and so forth. And then there's some for cows. Actually, there's a symbol, cow, for the meats. I'm trying to find some shorts and longs in those things so we could start using that also at the same time. But anyway, that's where we are, and the action here seems very strange, at least, that's for sure. And you can see the strength here on J4X with the euro. Let's just go back to the euro on Chicago Quant. Where is that? Let's go right to there, and move that over like so. And there's the euro, and you can see this is what is this doing? Let's just move that down a little bit. You can see this is trying to go down physically itself. It is down, and then we're in a daily buy here, and we're in a weekly sell. Again, trapped. Now it's going to take some work to get this thing into a daily sell today because this is looking very firm up in here. And you can see the little curve into the weekly starting the week off. So they're not exactly pushing it hard, but and then the price itself is down. And then when we go over to Chicago Quant, J4X, when you go to J4X here, you see the Hinky-Ashki, which is an average of all four parameters of a bar, is pushing up, and you can see the white line is pushing up. So the actual product is going down at the moment. That's why I always say this has something like a 67, 68 correlation to our Chicago Quant, which is not bad. But when you have nothing, and you don't have Chicago Quant to look at, it's well worth looking at the J4X. Using these parameters there. And this is just I'm laughing at myself now, and I'm choking on my laugh. This is that relative thing. I was doing Einstein smack over the weekend on one of the physics sites. I was doing an Einstein smack. I was smacking Einstein. I put the picture of his niece. No, she's not. She's not a niece. What is she? She's a second cousin? Third cousin? Second cousin? The daughter of his wife, who was his first cousin? And I was doing an Einstein smack. I'd watched that movie a second time. What's it called? Catcher is a Spy. It's about supposedly it's about a true story of an American baseball player during World War II. He was a catcher, but he was brilliant. He was a Princeton grad, and spoke all kinds of languages, did all kinds of mathematics. Just brilliant. And he was a very successful baseball player as a catcher. Didn't have a great bat, but he had a great glove, and he threw a lot of people out. Anyway, I watched that again, and that instigated me to think about Heisenberg, and then that starts that whole conversation with me again about why they took his paper and changed it from moving objects on an electromagnetic field to calling it relativity. And I still think that they put that relative in there. It must be like a German-English translation problem. And so I think that they were making a joke, making a joke about Einstein with his relatives because he was dating them and marrying them and so forth, which is kind of weird, So I think that's a joke. But anyway, we do a relative thing here, and it's got nothing to do with cousins and so forth. This is the relative. It's the white line relative to the dotted line relative to the purple line. And so I cracked myself up thinking about like I said, I even on a physics site this weekend, I was someone put something up there. You should have seen the math. It was just insane. I mean, they were trying to unify everything, which Einstein was trying to do, and they put this big bag of math on there. I mean, they were trying to unify everything and claiming that they were getting close. And I just shook my head at it, and I said, he spent 22 years here and did nothing but date women and drink. And so, why are you trying to prove something he didn't even try to prove anymore? I mean, he talked it. He did the talk, but he didn't do the walk. And as they talk in cowboy terms, all hat and no cattle. And so, I throw the picture up there of Einstein and his second cousin, and it's a pretty provocative looking picture, and it's a real picture, And so it, it just anyway, forget it. I'm off on a tangent. Someone wake me up here. Robin, bring me back to earth. Anyway, that's where we are. So these lines are relative, and it has nothing to do with the family. And that's what that's all about right there. In other words, I don't think he came up with the word relativity. I think that was Heisenberg and the jokes they were making out of Berlin. That's what I really think. I think it's a true conundrum in science. And when if you listen to Dyson, who knew him, it really confirms all that. God may his soul rest. Dyson passed away last year. Accidentally fell. Old guy. He was I was at his 90th birthday party, and I think I was at his 95th birthday party up in Princeton. Really brilliant to the day he died. He fell. He was old. Fell and died 2 days later. When you're 95 and you fall, it can kill you. Anyhow, that's what that's all about. All right, let's keep on moving along and not make jokes about relativity. So there we are with the euro. You can see the strength there, and you can see it trying to curve. And then when you look at Chicago Quant, we're stuck in a weekly sell. So it's a real conundrum there going on. And you can see it's in a downwardly. It went into the sell here on a weekly, which is, kind of higher at this point than where it went into the sell. But then when it went into the daily sell here to join in with that, it was higher. So this thing is really going sideways. And so when we start off, and let's go back to it, when we start off looking at the Swiss franc, Swiss franc's got that same game going on. You got the weekly trying to curve down. It's breaking this week into the weekly sell. You can see it's been in a daily sell since here, and it's having that same issue. And this is more of a manifestation of the dollar when we look at it. And you can see today we're getting volatility signal. Let's refresh that too. We're getting a volatility signal. And that's some actions coming around the corner. Where's that reload? Where are you, reload? What's up with this today? I feel like I'm lost. Sound and body. Let's see. Too much fun over a weekend. Where's the reload? Let's try that again. Why am I not seeing reload? Oh, yeah, I give up. So what do I do here? Let's try this again. Let's go over to here and look and see. View. I thought it was under view for reload. Where is the reload? How have we lost that? There's copy. Oh, we're just going to keep on searching. I don't understand it. Usually reload is right there. Huh. Format? I don't know where it's gone. Anyhow, that is where we are with this. It's just kind of stuck in some type of neutral where you get daily sells and weekly buys simultaneously. It's becoming a real challenge there. Yeah, did you see the cattle? I know. Robin, didn't we put something out about cattle going up or something like that about a week ago? Let's take a look at that while I'm in a real conundrum. There's view. Where's reload? Volume data. No, I don't want to do that. No. Waiting. What in blazes is that? Line. Candlesticks. Let's go back to candlesticks. I have no idea what I've done there. Something's going weird with this. Bar chart. Format. Instrument. See if we can straighten this out. Style. Settings. Regular. That's right. Cancel. I'm going to close this and not save it. What's that right there? Let me see if I can go to the other cattle. The one at the bottom. Oh, that's the one at the bottom, isn't it? No. There's cattle there. Okay. Yeah, look at that. What a spike, huh? And it's pretty much the same way with what we can do is this. We can open up the back month. That's February. So we're coming into expiration on that. And then I guess what we were looking at is what's down here. That's April, right? Activate that, delete that, and then file, copy the front month and put April back in there again. Let's do that. And then file copy, file paste, and then format. There we are. And this was what? April, right? Was that April? Yeah, I think that's April, like that. Yeah, look at that. Moonshot. Right there. There we go. And that's the April one. Look at that. We should put April in there too. There you go. So yeah, they I guess, but then they take the grains down too at the same time. So it wasn't make it cheaper. Let's see. Middle age is let's see, down. We were talking about down. Is that what it was? What were we doing? Did we do it over in here for this? Okay, yeah. So it went into the weekly sell. No, it's still not in the weekly sell. There's the green lines above. What's going on there? And then there's the daily buys a day back too. Right there. I'm not sure. Middle age, are we screwing up or something around here or what? What is this? Let's go take a look at the front month again. And that did it again too. Look at that. That's the green line is, let me just open this up. Green line is line plot 1. Okay, let's go check that out. Plot 1 is a plus, so that can't be there. And I guess what it was is we were talking about it here going into a sell, following it down, and in the last moment it just bounced back up again, I guess. And then, what is that? That's the 20th. And what's today's date? Today's the 25th. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. There's the 22nd. Okay, so that's Friday. So we've been in the weekly buy all week. Oh, I guess that's what it was. Is we were looking at it and talking about it breaking down, and it failed at it and turned back up again. I guess that's how that played out. I was looking at February. Okay. Yeah. And it was trying. It got very close. And then let's go take a look at that April again. There we are. Huh. Now the front, I guess the back month didn't even dare challenge it. Just the histogram, and that was it. Interesting. What a moonshot, huh? Why can't I find reload? What's up with that? Estimate format. Huh. I'm a little confused by all that. Anyway, yep, look at cattle. It was something. It's running hot, heavy, and straight, isn't it? It's like a torpedo. And then back to the currencies. You know, we can see this sideways action that's been going on for a while. I guess, you know, they don't know which way to really go. I guess if anything, money is running towards anything that has a return, you know, when it comes to a bond or a bond or anything else, it has, you know, some type of return. Makes me curious. Let's see what Canada's doing. Didn't Biden do something crazy to Canada and they're suing us or something? So that thing's been in a sell for a while. And then the daily buy, I guess that's today, isn't it? Today's the 25th, so it's trying to jump up into a daily buy today. And it just, did it make it on Friday? What is that? That's a minus. Plot 1's a minus. Where's the histogram on this thing? Let's open this up for a second. Plot 1 is the histogram. And plot 4, so it's white and black. Okay. White and black, and that's and I guess that was -2, and now they're trying to lift it up. Well, they're just unchanged today, really, on the Canadian. I was looking at February. Yeah, that makes sense. And it was trying to make the challenge to the weekly, but just wouldn't give it up. I guess that's what it was. Because there's the April, and then there is the February. And the weekly was, I guess, back on the 15th, it was flirting with it. And we thought it was going to break down more. And obviously it didn't. Huh. Some real challenge there, isn't it? I think overall the markets are really, when you look at the currencies and you look at the commodities, the markets are really stuck in a phase of indecision. Let's see where cable's going. Look at cable. Well, I'm not sure why that black line is there, but it's probably, it was probably the 130s thinking, what was I saying? Looking for 138 or was it 148? I think it was 138. So it's been in that weekly buy for a long while. They don't really want to sell it, but they don't really go up really that big, and they're talking about more lockdown. There's the sell there, then it's back into the daily buy there on the 21st. Where is it on the fact check spread? Thank goodness I have a fact check spreadsheet. I can at least look and see there. So it's been in a daily buy for 3 days right there. So there's the volatility day. So the opening of this bar here makes it the daily buy, joining in with the weekly buy right there. But it hasn't really gone anywhere. Just going sideways again. But this weekly buy has been going on for a while. What is that? Line 13. Let's light that up. $15 weeks in a weekly buy. Really, isn't that amazing that this product can actually show life in it with what they're doing politically to the country and economically? That is really amazing. That is amazing, that they can actually find some strength in the currency. That is something. I guess it's going up against the dollar. So it's like, I guess when you have Biden as president, anything's possible. It's really hard to believe he's president. That's what happens when they steal elections. It gets really weird. I mean, I don't really think Joe knows he's there sometimes. That's really odd. He's been a strange bug a long time. He doesn't live that far away from me. He's around here. He's a strange bug, trust me. Let's see, where are we at? Where is it at? Let's check out the ruble. I know we mentioned that on Friday. The ruble was in a buy. You can see that they're still firm today from Friday. Went into the weekly buy there last week. So they are trying to take the ruble up. Now let me think now. If the ruble's going up, that's usually like bad, right? Yeah, so it takes more rubles to buy things. Now I keep on thinking that economy is going to do better, but it seems to be trapped. Well, it's lower. When you really look at it, and look back in November, it was up in the 80s. At least it fell down into the 70s. That's a positive thing there. And look at that top there. Back in, when was that? That was April of 2020. Over the 80s. So it's almost like a big A, B, and I guess they're working on a C, and this is just another pop-up. I hope for the Russian Federation it heads down. Let's see, what's George say? George says, Doc, does your fact-check spreadsheet automatically update? No, no, I'm the schlug that throws the numbers in there. Or do you have to manually change the daily? Yeah, I have to do that myself. I have to throw them in every day. So, and that's why I usually have them off the top of my head, because since I've typed them in, I kind of remember them. Yeah, that would be nice if I linked the two together. I guess I could. I guess I could get Excel to read one of my robots, and my robot would read the lines, and they do read the lines. I've got the robots reading those lines, so that I guess I could get them to interact between each other with an API. But then I wouldn't kind of know hands-on in a sense. In other words, imagine how many are there? What's there? 25, 26, 27? Something like that. Yeah. So there's 28 products, right? And and so that's why like corn, soybeans, and wheat, I don't even put the numbers in for, because I just don't pay attention to them that way. I guess I should. Maybe this is really designed more for a currency thing. This is for Dukascopy more. And then I do a I guess you could say I do a Fang one. Let's open that up. I do a stock one too. This is for all the old heads from all the trading floors I've been on, and Robin gets one every day. I send it out to all the old guys. They're all old. We're all old, and it's just kind of like a way of just keeping in contact. They send me stuff, I send them stuff, that type of thing. Matter of fact, which is really weird. At one time, it was really good because there was a lot of guys that were still alive, and so like I would get like internal stuff from like when Lehman was open. I would get internal stuff from Lehman, and I would get internal stuff from Goldman. I get internal stuff from where is it? Morgan. I would get internal stuff from the old Merrill Lynch. I'm trying to think who else I used to get internal stuff from. Like their in-house texting, what people are thinking about inside before it even makes it out the door. I would get that stuff. Now most of those guys have died. They're old. I was the kid. I was literally a kid when I started on the floors. I was young. I was my early 20s. They were like, in their 30s and 40s and 50s back then. They were like 30 years like now. I'm 65. Am I 65? I'm 65. So like some of those people would be like 95 to 100 years old. So some of those companies like Merrill Lynch is out of business. They're owned by like Bank of America now. Lehman doesn't even exist. So we used to exchange stuff, and I used to exchange some of my charts and my fact check spreadsheet. So most of the guys have died. I still get stuff, and I thank them, but a lot of it doesn't make much sense anymore because those companies don't function the way they used to. I remember Solomon Brothers. We used to get internal stuff from Solomon Brothers. Man, those guys used to front run the indices like nothing on an option expiration. It was fantastic. So, yeah, I hear you, George. I hear you. And so they were good old days, And so it's like this is the last of the remnants. I'm the kid. I stopped off and saw one of the guys that sends stuff that gets this. He's like, what is he? Vince is like 80 something, 89, something like that. It's like, I don't know. Well, like I said, some of them are dead. So it's a drag. It's a drag. Anyway, that's what goes on with the spreadsheet. That's how the spreadsheet evolved. Very few people that get it are under my age. They're more like over my age. They're older. So there we go. All right, let's see what the yen's doing. We haven't looked at the yen lately. It seems to be kind of quiet sideways. You see it's trying to flirt with the daily buy there. We haven't looked at it so long ago that we missed this daily buy there for that little pop. We did look at it to the point where we have a weekly in there, so that's pretty cool. And we've been in a weekly buy for a while. And I guess in some ways when we go back to look at the dollar Swiss, it kind of has that same characteristic, because it's they're both dollar pairs, but the yen is trying to show some life in it. Goes in a sell here for a couple of days, and then back and forth, and now it's fighting to get back into the buy. So I guess that means the dollar is going to go up in value. Why with bite me as president, I have no idea. Let's see what Turkish lira is doing. You can see there's the Turkish lira. That's kind of quiet in the 70s. What's it trading at? Let's move that over a little bit so we can see that right there. 7.39. So that's pretty good. At least it's not $8 like it was at one point. You can see we're in a weekly sell now. Since here, and it's been sliding down. This thing likes the trend, which is a very good thing. I mean, you want a product that likes the trend. Goes into weekly sells and the daily sell. Here's the daily sell right there, and it goes down for a while, and you're short, and you don't have to get pushed around in it. Vice versa, you get into a daily buy, it tells you to cover here, but we're in a weekly sell, so you don't really get long. You just watch it until it goes into a sell again, like right there, and then it's joins in with the weekly sell, and then you try to maybe it's going to make a break again this way. All right. Anybody want to see anything else? Please choose something. We're just going to keep on marching through some of the currencies, see what's going on. What time is it? Oh, we got 8:07. Okay, so what we do is we start to drift over. We look at the CAD, and you can see the CAD is lifting up, and that usually means that it's going up against the dollar. So usually we think that crude oil, we use that as like a way of venturing over to the crude oil. See where crude oil is. And then we look at the NASCAD too at the same time. Crude oil right there. And so you can see crude oil is also looking firm here. Looks like it closed on the buy on Friday there. Not sure why this chart doesn't reflect it. Like that. And then, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. And we've been in a weekly buy in this product since Robin and I were talking about putting something about this too. It was flirting with something on, I forget what it was. Was it flirting with a sell, Robin? I think we were looking at that. March, that's right. This is where we're at now. We're in January. So March is the contract. It's the lead contract at the moment. There it is right there. So I guess, I don't know, it's still pretty firm. And I imagine when we go and look at NASCAD, let's go back to the currency. NASCAD will reflect that strength. Where's NASCAD? Where's NASCAD at? There it is. Yeah, see, it's trying to pop up too. Middle Age says, I'm starting to watch natural gas for a possible inverse head and shoulder pattern. Working on the right shoulder now. Let's check that out. Yeah, we follow that. Where's that at? Right there? Yeah. There it is right there. And you can see we're in a weekly buy for a couple of weeks, but it's been going down, which is really, really weird. And I was hoping to see this really dive almost minus today. It's been in a daily sell here. We went into the weekly buy here. Went into the daily buy. This is really odd the way the weekly lags. Went into the weekly sell here, which was fine, and it fell down nicely. But this action we've seen here of recent is really an odd situation. When you go back and look, it's rare for it to be that. Now you can see here this big topping pattern. You can see here the weekly tried to to flirt its way to that situation, and then it took a week or two for it to break. And boy, when it broke, it fell from the 3 something, right? What is that? 3.416 area, right? All the way down to the 2.4 area. That's a big drop. It's like a 3 point. What was that? 3 point what? 3 point. There's 336. There's 340. And it dropped to 240. That's a monster drop in value. To 240, that's like a 35% drop in value over a month and change. That's a big drop. I mean, that's a monster drop. And now we're seeing this weekly buy hold up, and this thing is falling apart again, just like it did here. I mean, are they going to... You're looking at a head and... What's it? Reverse head and shoulders? You're looking at a possible inverse head and shoulders. Yeah, reverse head and shoulders. So you're looking at this right here, right? There's the head. These are the 2 shoulders right there. And this thing is screaming that it wants to go up. Maybe it is going to... Maybe that's the affirmation right there, just like it was the affirmation over here when it was breaking down and this thing was rising hard. And in the weekly quant was busting apart. It picked up a 30-some-odd% drop in the product in a 4-week period. That's pretty powerful. So you might be right. The weekly, with it acting so strong here, this might be your inverse head and shoulders, and it's going to find a way to go up in there. Now, for there's not a Doc is a big electric universe person, and all our math shows that we're going into an ice age. And it's kind of really weird. It's typical of the leftists trying to stop CO2 or something like that because they think we're going to global warming, but we're not. We're going into an ice age. Our planet is moving towards an ice age. We've lost 40%, 35%, of our electromagnetic field. We're going into an ice age, traders. Things could get very chilly over the next 50 years, next 30, 50 years, something like that. And they're trying, and at the same time, these leftists are trying to stop us from getting petroleum products. I don't know. They're not building nuclear power plants. They're trying to remove our our carbon-based energy sources. Could they be more wrong? I don't know. It's something weird going on there. But I'll tell you, I agree with you, middle age. You got to look at this weekly. That's probably the conundrum. Maybe this thing's just going to make a big pop out of nowhere, just like boom. Some type of boom on the upside. And, I guess it'll be like a trap short. Look at that gap they had there. Look at the gap they had there. What's stopping this thing to closing that gap there? All of a sudden, boom, you find yourself trading in the 270s. They have a lot of gaps in this product. See it? Gaps there. This thing moves madly like a mad animal. Look at the gap there. You got it there. You got it here. You have somewhat here because look at it smacked down. Look at that one from here to there, just in one night. It was in a weekly sell. This thing's in a weekly buy. I think you're right, Robin. You know what? We should be talking about this natural gas thing. This is I'm telling people we're heading towards literally an ice age, and the Bidens and so forth think we're going into some type of global warming thing. They better start thinking about heat, not air conditioning. Yeah, so it came down from the threes down here. I wonder if we're going to go see between 280 and 3 even on the natural gas. What was it? Was it Pelosi that said it? She likes renewable resources, and she said that's why I'm a big fan of natural gas. It's a carbon, it's a carbon-based product. The people in charge are really dangerous. Oh my God! All right. So anyway, that's a good point right there. I think we need to do something about that when it comes to the natural gas. Someone this weekly is telling us not to run away from it. Now it did this. It went into the weekly here, and it tried to pop up. We went into a daily sell, so it had you in a neutral position. It collapsed, and this weekly refuses to go down. That's really weird. So it's like back here when it smelled out the sell-off. It's smelling the buyers coming in. It's picking it up on the buyers. The little squiggles are telling it that it wants to go up. Yep. Okay, good. All right, so we answered that one. All right, now, and Robin, you hear that little staticky thing? You're right. I'll wash the microphone plug again after I get off this with the alcohol again. Now, where do we go from here? We were looking at which currencies. Usually, currencies lead us to different commodities. Let me just save this too at the same time since we're already here. Let's move that down. So, and then did we save crude oil? Where is crude oil? There's crude oil. And that's the March oil? We're in January. Yeah, okay. And there's the crude oil, and it's in a daily buy and a weekly buy. Yeah. Hello. Thinking like maybe we're heading into ice age. There we go. Save the crude oil. Let's do the oil complex. We usually do take a look at the oil complex. So that's natural gas. That's crude oil. Who else is in? Oh, let's go take a look at bean oil. There's March bean oil. That looks relatively firm also. And the weekly is still a weekly for a long while. Look at that, since back in October. So bean oil has been in a very firm stance for a while there. I feel hungry. I don't think I ate anything. Let me nibble on a few nuts or something. Yeah. I mean, bean oil doesn't seem to let go. Was it 30? Started off in the 35s, 34s, 33s, and now it's trading in the 40s. So that's not exactly not a lot of weakness going on there. That's for sure. All right, let's save that too at the same time. That's part of that oil sector that I like to watch. Let's put that in there. Bean oil. Soybean oil. There we are. All right, so that's the energy complex. Do we watch anything else on the commodity side in the energies? So we look at crude oil. We look at natural gas. And I think we look at Robo too, don't we? There's Bitcoin there. But we look at Robo. Where's Robo? Is that Robo? That's Robo. That's what is that? That's yeah. That's the gas oil, and it's lifting up. So that's pressure too at the same time. I don't think we have anybody following it anymore. And then so that's the energy sector. Then we go over. You know, we didn't look at the metals. Check out the metals. There's silver. And you can see it's been in a daily buy and it's kind of stumbling along. That's the March contract. And we're still in a weekly sell though when it comes to the product there. And you can see that still in a weekly sell. So I guess that's all that sideways action there. Let's see. Let me just double check here. And then, so we'll save that. And then we'll take a look at gold. See what the gold looks like. And then platinum too. And so then there is gold. And gold today is looking very firm in there. We're in a, let's see what we did. We closed in a daily buy there yesterday on Friday. Why isn't there a line there? What's it say on the spreadsheet? Let's go over to the, not the FANG spreadsheet in stocks, but the other. Right there. Yeah, it's in a daily buy right there. I'm not sure why the line got knocked out. Let's do that and save that. And you can see oh, I see what it is. We're in a weekly sell still in the product. So 3 weeks in a weekly sell from that sideways action. But the daily is starting to lead us up. Interesting. Let's save that. Where's gold? Gold, right there. Oh, I know what we do. Then we go to copper, too. We take a look at copper. There's copper. And that's Feb copper. And that's been in a weekly buy forever. Look at that. You don't seem to want to let go of that. It's been in a daily buy there. It's flirting with it today, you can see. Just flirting with the daily sell there. So let's save that. And copper. Right there. So there's the metals with silver. Oh, we didn't do platinum. Let's do platinum. See what platinum looks like. There's April platinum. Let's see. You can see volatility signals kicking out. Daily's in a sell, sideways, but that is also in a weekly buy. I think we wrote about that, didn't we, Robin? Buy platinum, sell gold, or something like that. And that's showing strength also at the same time. I'll save the platinum. All right. So that's the metal sector. So we've moved through the metal sector pretty easily. We think silver, gold, platinum, and copper. Yeah, so we did the metals. So they're looking kind of firm there. Which is kind of interesting. They're surrogates for currencies. And so they're reaching for them. Let's go check out Bitcoin too. Because Bitcoin is like the ultimate. There's February. And it's been in a buy for a while, but where's the data? You can see the dailies there. Is that right? That's G is February. And that's April? No. F is January, right? Yeah. So it's still in the buy by the hair of its chin chin. I'm not sure why that's not filling in. It's just a daily has been. And so Bitcoin is banging away on the upside. Yeah, I saw that, Daniel. I saw that. I saw the headline. It's going for all time highs again. Well, I think Robin had put something up. I guess it was last week. He sent something over to me. We talked about it here on the webinar. They're having clearing problems with Bitcoin. And the clearers who clear what they do, I guess it's a convert. So what they do is you buy Bitcoin, they convert, these clearinghouses convert currency into Bitcoin. And supposedly they're giving out like some crazy leverage. And I think they're under lawsuit right now or something by the Securities Exchange Commission. So there's some really weird stuff going on with the Bitcoin. And it's the only futures contract we can use at the moment to hedge. So it makes it very tough. I mean, the Bitcoin is and is not a good example of the cryptos. And Ethereum seems to be more. It's at all-time highs. Well, I guess it's not that bad when you really think about it. Think of Bitcoin as not a $40,000 product or all-time highs in the 40s. But think of it as a $40 product, and it's fallen down into the mid to low 30s, which is $5 or $6 sell off after a run from the 20s. So you got to figure. This is what I'm saying as a trader, and this is hedgeable. So in other words, this thing ran from like 18 to 42, okay, almost 42 and 3/4, right? Think of it like it that way. Don't think about the overall size. And then so money is going to treat it that way. And so then they sell it down, and then they pop it back up, but they don't make a new high, and it's one of these classic Elliott ABCs. And now they're trying to turn it back up again. You can see our dailies joined in. The weekly is still holding on by the hair of its chinny chin chin on a weekly, and it's been in a buy since down here. So it's doubled in price. So someone's got to take some profit. So going from the low 40s to the high 30s is not that crazy, really. I mean, when you had something that went from like 15 to 17 all the way up. I mean, right there. So it goes from 18 to 42. Don't think of it as $42,000. Think of it as just 42. That's a big move. Someone's got to take profits inside here. And that's what we're seeing here now, the triangle. That formation. It's a flat flag going on right there. Matter of fact, we should draw that. Where's the drawing tool? So you got this here, and then you've got this doing its gig here. It's doing the flat pennant right now. So you're getting that action. So money is taking profits, but are they really going to go back down to 25 or 27 or something like that? It doesn't really look like it. It looks like you got to figure that they're going to follow Ethereum and start moving back up again. There's a better product too, Uniswap Exchange. That is the DPI index from DeFi Pulse that contains tokens like AAVE and UNI and others. Yeah, because I'll tell you, they're having some problems with lost passwords and so forth. Daniel says, U.S. Treasury bond starts to go up. That is a ZB ticker on the futures. Let's take a look at that. We'll take a look at it on Dukascopy too. ZB. As I nibble on something there. I'm hungry. There's Bitcoin. I don't see. Am I missing it? Oh, there it is right there. Is that it? Yeah. U.S. Treasury. Okay. So that's trying to turn up. You can see it was strength on there. And then in the United States, the ZB is the 30-year. And the Z, where is it at? We have it on here. Let's show you. The ZN is the 10-year. And the ZB is the 30-year. And you see this is in a weekly sell. There's pressure on this product still. And it's still going sideways. And there is today, and they're lifting it up. It's been in a daily buy for 4 days now. And that is the 30-year. That's what ZB is. And then the 10-year, let's save that just in case. I don't remember if we follow it. Cancel. Let's save this just real quick, just in case. ZB. I'm not sure if someone's still following that or not. And then we have the 10-year, which is right here, which is, which is really popular with everybody nowadays. 10 years compared to 30. And you can see the 10-year, move that over a little bit more, is in also a weekly sell, but a daily buy. Having its problems again, trying to get rolling. But just lately it started to pop. Now remember, when this goes up in value, interest rates are dropping. Okay? That's how that works. Oh, what's Daniel say there? Let's save this one too, and I'll read what Daniel says. Save image, ZN, 10-year. There we go. All right, so Daniel says U.S. Treasury bond starts to go up. Okay, we looked at that. Ticker on the futures. Okay. And Daniel says gold finally shows the rally we've expecting to go above 1900. And so silver is doing the same thing. Didn't we just save the metals? I think we just looked at the metals. Let me just go back there again. So there's silver, which is in a weekly sell and a daily buy because it's going sideways. And then gold, same situation. It's in a daily buy for the last 2 days and it's still in a weekly sell. So they haven't, the big money hasn't rolled in yet. When those weeklies go into buys, that's when big money is rolling in. That's how that works. So there's the 19s. I mean, we've been trapped in the 18 to 2000 area, I guess, for 3 or 4 months, right? Yeah. Look, that's really like a flat line in there. It's traded up to, is that almost 2000 there, 1965, 1975, down to 1780 basically. And then back up again to 1957. Then it drops down to 18 and a quarter, almost 1827. So once that weekly starts to turn up, figure that this baby's going to take a run. Now it did it here, and we went into the weekly buy at, what was that, 1842, and over a 4 week period, it ran to, what did I say, it was 1842 to 1957. 1842. So it went up $115. So if this thing can get into the buy, you could probably get $100 or $200 out of the gold. Daniel says Nasdaq is the only index that's rallying. Dow is going down. Yeah, I know. Let's go back to that again. This is the one. Here's this one here is. Oh, now they're selling that off too. This is my intraday trading system. That's 196 contracts. It's fallen from 13,505 down to 13,491. It's dropped 15 points. It's up 130. Whereas here, the S&Ps are just 2 points up, and the Russell is 11 points down. And let's go take a look at the Dow. I think I have maybe I might have the Dow in this one too. Let's see. Is the Dow in here? I don't think, no, we don't have the Dow. Let's find the Dow. And there's the Dow right now. It's down. It's breaking its daily. It's been in a weekly buy. And it's breaking down. So from Friday, it closed at 30,909. Today it's trading at 30,762. So it's down like 140 points. Yeah, the indices are really all over the place. And I saw, before the webinar started, all of Europe was down. I guess they're reaching, they're thinking that the crypto, or the media side is the darlings of it all. Time? What's the time? Oh, is it past? Okay. All right, what kind of title should we put to this? How about major mixed market? Currencies and indexes. Something like that. All right, thanks, Robin. All right, so that's where we are. The product has been spinning out of control. A lot of these products are spinning out of control with no real clear direction at this point. We will be watching for gold to get into a weekly buy. Because if this thing gets into a weekly buy, this could bring us up into those 2000s again. I agree with you there, Daniel. Happy trails is right. Happy trails to you until we meet again, which is tomorrow. Happy trails to you